Hello, this is Hannah.
And this is Matt Hanna.
And this is Horror Hour with the Hannas.
Where we like to talk about all your favorite scary movies.
This week, we are covering a classic, Friday the 13th.
I guess you could call it that.
Question mark?
Yeah.
This could have been an email. I'm just going to throw
The
it
whole
out
movie?
there right off the bat. So if you are hoping to hear praise about this movie, you are in the wrong spot.
I'll try to find something nice to say about it.
I won't. All right, here we go. This movie came out in 1980. It was directed by Sean S. Cunningham, written by Victor Miller, and it has Kevin Bacon in it.
And he's the only person. And
that we knew.
Who's Mrs. Voorhees? She was famous.
Yeah, I forgot to write down her name. That's
Pamela's-
why her name's Betsy Palmer.
Oh, her name's Pamela Voorhees. Yeah, Betsy Palmer.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that is my good thing, I will say.
And Hannah, this is your first time you've ever seen this movie.
It was! I've been asking Matt to watch this with me for years. Every time it's been Friday the 13th, I have asked Matt to watch it with me. And so here we are releasing this episode on Friday the 13th, and it's our 13th episode.
Whoa.
So
we should have done a better movie.
What a special bonus app.
And every time you asked, what did I tell you?
You told me it was bad.
It's not good. It's not a good
movie.
movie.
I also do think, because you were sitting there shitting on it constantly, that I had like a bias going in. Like, I didn't expect it to be good because you told me it was bad. But I really could not focus at all. Like, it was not doing it for me.
Yeah. And for me, so I was going to say, I've seen it a bunch of times. It was one that I thought was kind of cool when I was like in like high school and was like, oh, you guys should watch this. Look at this old movie. And I feel bad for the people that I made watch it because it is not good. It is, I would even say bad. And I've probably seen part 2, part 3, part 4. I've seen bits and pieces of 5. I don't know if I've seen 6. And I've seen the 2006, 2008 remake, whatever year that came out.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
And none of them are very good. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
And that's it.
And that's it. And I think I will likely keep it that way.
Keep it what way? Never see it again, you mean?
Never watch any
of the other ones? There are better ones. I mean, at least you get to see Jason in the further ones. That's like the famous character.
Yeah, that was very upsetting to me, which I knew that Jason wasn't in this one. Like, I know pop culture reasons, people always talk about Jason as one of the, like, classic killers.
Yeah.
But then, because I knew that, I was informed, well, not actually in the first one. So we did know, and I'm glad I knew, because
just to learn that from Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So that was actually probably my first clue. But because I do like Scream. But had I not known that, I think I would have been disappointed. Even though she was fine.
He doesn't even get his hockey mask till the third movie.
I know. What the actual fuck? I do think this movie is interesting in that it was being advertised, but before it had even gotten financing. And that, which I know we've talked about, that its original inspiration was Halloween.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of trying to build
inspiration. It was trying to make money, cash grab off
No, that's what I mean by
inspiration. Sorry.
It was inspired by the money that Halloween made.
There you go,
and so they put out a worse movie.
Yes.
Of slasher.
Sorry, I was laughing about inspiration because I feel like that has like a positive connotation. And I was like, well, this was, I think, Texas Chainsaw as well, right? That was before this. It was trying to get in on the slasher craze, and they quickly made a movie for not a lot of money, and they were lazy with it, I think.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw's first, then Halloween, then this 2 years later, I think.
And now this has 12 movies under the Friday the 13th franchise.
Rough.
Crazy, right?
Rough. So, on that note of us not liking it, we didn't hide it all because we weren't scared. And there was a single scream, which...
It was me.
Was you.
And it was when the crazy guy...
What I wrote was this random Irish old man popped out of the closet.
Yeah, he popped out of the closet and it scared me.
I was like, why is this man
He didn't pop
Irish
out. He was in the closet and they opened it. That was the best scare of the movie. There was just a person in there. Out. Because they actually showed something to scare you. Instead of just corpses and shit.
Yeah, but this was not a vibe. Let's do our summaries.
That's what I was going to say. Can I go first?
Oh, God. I feel like you're going to make a joke, so you needed to go first. No, so I can't make
I don't have a joke. I just got it already.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. Get the timer?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Go.
Cranky mom kills a bunch of teenagers.
Sure.
That's it. Easy enough, right? That one actually, we've been too good at the TikTok recently. So this one will actually be hard for people to guess. Maybe.
That's if I even keep doing that on the TikTok.
Oh, they're fun. I like them. Good point, though. All right. Your turn. Right. You want me to time you?
Oh, I don't have it.
Okay. You ready? Go.
It's going down, basement, Friday the 13th, and guess who's playing Jason?
You definitely can't use that one.
No, I don't. I didn't have... Okay, do a real one.
Nope, no, that's it. No, do I like it. I like it.
Do a real one.
Ready, go.
Mom is sad, son drowned, takes revenge on people, even though he died on accident.
And he's not actually dead. Well,
yeah,
maybe.
Question mark?
Question mark?
I don't understand that either, but here we are.
All right. You want to give me this real summary?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, everyone, get ready.
This can't be more than like 30 seconds.
I'll do my best. The movie opens. In 1958, at Camp Crystal Lake, two counselors sneak into a cabin to have sex, where an unseen assailant murders them. In present day, camp counselor and cook Annie is driven halfway to a reopened campway Crystal Lake by a truck driver. He warns her about the camp's troubled past, beginning when a young boy drowned at Crystal Lake in 1957. After being dropped off at the halfway point, Annie hitches another ride from an unseen person who eventually slashes her throat. At the camp, counselors Ned, Jack, Bill, Marcy, Brenda, and Alice, along with owner Steve, refurbish the cabins. As a thunderstorm approaches, Steve leaves for supplies, Ned sees someone walk into a cabin and follows, and while Jack and Marcy have sex, they're unaware of Ned's dead body above them. When Marcy leaves for the bathroom, Jack's throat is pierced with an arrow. The killer kills Marcy next with an axe. Brenda hears a little boy's voice calling for help and ventures outside where the lights turn on. Brenda screams. Worried by their friend's disappearance, Alice and Bill investigate. They find the axe in Brenda's bed and the phone disconnected. Steve returns. The unseen killer stabs him. When the power goes out, Bill goes to check on the generator. Alice finds his body pinned with arrows to the door. She flees to the main cabin where Brenda's body is thrown through the window. Mrs. Voorhees, a middle-aged woman who claims to be a friend of Steve, arrives. She reveals that her son Jason was the young boy who drowned in 1957, and she blames his death on neglect by the counselors because they were having sex instead of supervising him. Revealing herself as the killer, she attempts to kill Alice. At the shore, they struggle until Alice is able to decapitate her. Exhausted, Alice falls asleep inside a canoe that floats on the Crystal Lake. When she awakens, Jason's decomposing corpse drags her into the lake, at which point she awakens in a hospital, surrounded by police sergeants and medical staff. The sergeant says there was no sign of a boy at the lake, to which Alice says, then he's still there. That's the movie.
Damn.
I tried to do that fast. Did you like
did.
That?
Maybe I'll start having you do that.
Going really speedy. That was fun.
Too much. I get nervous.
You make fun of me. You say I can't read out loud.
Well, it's because when you try and actually like make it so people can tell what you're saying, you don't like.
I'm bad.
Yeah, like I just feel like you're like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened.
Well, I did good there.
You did good because you sped read it.
Speed read. Maybe that's what we got to do. That's a new trick. Don't bore the people. They're here for us and our charms and good looks.
Oh, we are so
on a podcast where they can't see us. All right. My mom always said I had a face for radio.
Everyone's mom said that. No, just kidding.
All right.
That's not
so we did
clever.
Hide Screams. Hannah, did you like this movie?
What do you think based off everything I said? No, I did not. There were like little things here or there that I found like enjoyable enough, but like overall, I would not consider this worth watching. At least not if you're just only watching the first. And like, I don't know the sequels because I haven't watched them, so I can't really comment on if it becomes worth it.
I heard the fourth one's good, and I remember watching it, but I don't remember.
This alone was not good. And so the whole movie, I was like either looking at my phone or I was singing My Chick Bad, Nikki's verse, It's Going Down, Basement, Friday the 13th, and guess who's playing Jason? The whole movie, because I just like couldn't pay attention. I just didn't care.
It is...
I don't care about any of the characters. Every shot goes on way too fucking long. And it's, like, not doing anything with that.
Yeah, the performances are not good either.
Even Kevin Bacon was disappointing.
It is fine. I mean, they act like teenagers, so I guess it's fine. Things I'll just say what I liked is when it opened, I was like, you know what, maybe this isn't as bad. It seemed a little fun at first, like kind of like the goofiness of everybody, and then there was like the middle stretch of it, which was like the middle hour, was really boring and bad. And then I would say the end shot with Jason coming out of the water is a really well-crafted scare. And I think it's very scary and good. And I enjoy it. And I do kind of find the "then he's still there" line and then a shot to the water bubbling of campus,
that was fun.
To be kind of haunting and something that like at night you might think about, at least when you're a dumb kid watching this movie. Other than that, I don't know what I can say. I think the movie did particularly well. It looked fine. It's not like Birdemic. It's not like a student film, although it feels close to one.
Can we watch Birdemic,
No.
please?
No. It's like not even worth...
I saw like 2 minutes of it, and it was so funny. I loved it so much.
It's not even... The audio quality is so bad, it's unwatchable.
No, I know.
It's like filmed on a flip phone. Almost.
I have mentioned that I work in mental health, and I was like with a client, and the TV was on in the recovery house that they were living in, and for some fucking reason, someone in the home had put on Birdemic. And so it was just on the TV, and we kept looking up and being like, what is happening? And I loved that experience.
We can watch it. I don't think you want to. I really think. Anyway. Hey, at least maybe it'll be entertaining compared to this movie.
No, that's what I think the difference is. It's like the kind of, with like The Room. Like, you know it's not good, but you're entertained.
Yeah.
I think it would be like that. Versus this one where it's like people act like it's good and I was not entertained.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe we should talk. Like, why do you think this movie gets that praise? Or like that you... I don't think it's good and I knew, but why do you feel like you've heard that it's good?
Well, I feel like I'm going to make a guess because I don't know. It came out during an era of like other slashers. Like this is the era for slashers, so I'm not surprised that it just became a talking point along with the others. And then it made so many movies because people actually saw it, regardless of if it's good or not. It doesn't have to be good to get box office. I think because of that, and putting out so many movies, then obviously people are going to see them and talk about them if there's 12. But I don't think it's getting views on its merit.
Yeah, so do you think it really did just ride the coattails of like Halloween?
Yeah.
Because I really feel like that's the hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby comparison.
I like, don't...
You don't know that meme? That's like a Twitter meme.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Halloween... Actually, really, I'm going to say it. Well, I do love Halloween. I don't know how I compare it to Texas Chainsaw, but I would say Texas Chainsaw's hydrogen bomb and Friday the 13th is coughing baby.
Is that referring to like the effect of those two things? Or like how bad they are? Like I don't...
No.
I don't understand. I don't know what this means.
Yeah, like effect.
Okay.
Effect, like strength of the thing. It's something that's really powerful and something that's not.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. It's just comparing two things that like one is way better than the other. Hydrogen bomb is way better at like destruction than a coughing baby is. I think it was a meme. You'll see. I'm surprised you've never seen it. Uncultured.
Yeah, I'm not cultured enough.
I can't believe I had just to explain it. I just killed that meme for myself.
Sorry.
By verbally explaining it.
You can't use memes.
I killed it for everybody listening too. We gotta cut this.
Whatever. Should I talk about something I liked?
I was gonna say, yeah, let's do what we liked, if anything.
I liked that I got to think about Kevin Bacon this whole movie. I have a funny Kevin Bacon story, which I know that you know, but the people don't know. I have this, like, mixed bag of feelings on Kevin Bacon, because apparently once, like, he used to go to this restaurant in Philly a lot with Kira Sedgwick, and my parents were at the same restaurant, and he yelled and cursed at my dad in the bathroom. Because my dad was probably talking to him while he was peeing, and was probably being weird. But Kevin Bacon, like, yelled at my dad, and I don't know if that makes me, like, enjoy Kevin Bacon more, or, like, dislike him, but I'm leaning towards... We're having one of those weeks where that makes me pleased by Kevin Bacon's existence.
I was kind of thinking that too, was it?
My dad definitely deserved it. He's weird as fuck and nosy. So he was probably like, your kid is super cute, your wife is hot. Kevin Bacon was probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he always tells us the story. I wonder if he said more than what he alludes to.
Like, who's to say?
Yeah.
But Kevin Bacon,
Good on
let's
Kevin
go.
Bacon, you know?
Wanted more from him in this movie, but here
He's
we are.
a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things I also liked that's like a serious thing. I like how a lot of the murders are from the killer's perspective. I think that's fun. I think like I don't know how much that was done pre this. But I think that is a fun touch because it continues to keep the identity of the murderer a secret.
Can you remind me to tell you why I don't like that when we get to the don't like section of the podcast?
Sure.
All right. Don't want to forget.
But I thought it was fun enough. I think that one of the characters was wearing really small jean shorts, and I thought it was funny. And I was worried the whole time that you were going to go put on your jean shorts.
I should.
So that brought me a little bit of joy for the viewer at home.
Mine are about as short as those were.
Matt loves his jean shorts, and I can't tell if he really thinks they look good or not because they don't.
They're coming back.
No. I also thought Mrs. Voorhees was unhinged as fuck, and there was like some shots like zooming in on her.
Where she's talking to herself?
While she was talking as Jason. Yeah. And that was unhinged as hell, and I loved that.
I want to just ditto that. I don't have much to say. I think that was the best performance, and when she showed up, all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, we're breathing some life into this movie again.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately the last 15 minutes.
I was close to flatlined on the couch prior to her showing up, so.
I had made you pause the movie like 6 times to be like, how much is left out of a 90-minute movie? That's the list of the things I liked.
So I think you covered, for me, most of the stuff that I liked. It looks fine. Whatever we were watching was some kind of refurbished version or something, because the quality was good in some shots, which I thought was pretty cool. And I thought the sound design, being the score, whatever we're going to call it, was fun.
Oh, I meant to say that as well. I thought that was really fun, and I didn't notice it at first.
And you gotta love the thing. That's always fun. I hate that I did that. But
I thought that was a really fun touch. Explain that for the people at home.
I watched a documentary on this. Basically, they were trying to come up with it, and they were watching the scene of her saying, Betsy Palmer saying, killer mommy, and then it just became killer mommy, became k and ma. Mm-hmm. And now a lot of people think it's a ch and ah, but it's actually a k and ma.
Thank you for the clarity.
Yes, there you
we
go.
all needed that.
You asked.
Sorry.
Let's say favorite scenes. It's going to be the same for both of us. Jason jumping out of the lake. Best scene in the movie. Cool.
And how lucky are we that it's the last fucking, almost one of the last fucking shots in the movie. I just
maybe we're just happy it's over.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, let's talk about what didn't work. Let's get in there. What's bad?
It was slow as shit. I mean, and
slow in a bad way.
I don't mind a slow
derogatory.
burn. Yeah, slow derogatory. I don't mind a slow burn. I'm happy with a slow burn. I love The Witch. The Witch is a slow burn, 100%. And it's a work of art. This, I just feel like there were so many shots that lingered on characters doing something totally irrelevant for too long, and it didn't add flavor to the movie. It didn't add context to anything in the movie. It didn't feel necessary. Sometimes I think about that shot in A Ghost Story of Rooney Mara eating pie for 6 minutes. And yeah, that's lingering on her doing something for a very long time, but that is serving a purpose in the overall movie and is extremely important and impactful to the overall theme. And this would just be showing someone riding a bike poorly for 12 seconds to 20 seconds, and it literally adds nothing. So yeah, I think this movie could have been 40 minutes if they didn't extend every shot.
They were trying to get to 90 minutes, and they didn't have the budget to film or whatever, and they just filmed everything they could and said, let's put it in here. Because and I've seen this work before, so I don't really know what makes it work, but there was just a shot of this girl walking to a car for 20 seconds. Getting in the car drives off. We see all of it.
I think if it were tense and adding to the tension of the movie, which sometimes slow shots like that do, I think that would be impactful. But it wasn't. Just no purpose. It was just a girl walking.
There's
it
a technique.
Didn't look good enough either.
There's a film, I don't know, technique might not be the right word, where basically a shot, and this is all rules are meant to be broken, don't take this as the only rule, but a shot should only last as long as it takes for you to describe it. Mm-hmm. So if I say a girl walks into a kitchen, or a girl walks into, what was it? A bar. That should only take as long as it can for me to say it. That there are plenty of movies that break that are phenomenal. Good directors know when to break it. But that's like, if you're a, I guess, amateur filmmaker, like this clearly felt like amateur filmmaking to the point they're like, let's just keep it in here. I think they need to get to 90, trying to get that movie release, you know? And that happens a lot. This is a reoccurring thing throughout the movie where you just watch somebody walk somewhere with no tension, no reason. There's some weird shots in the dark where you can't see anything, which, like, again, that can work. Sometimes it just didn't here. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to defend it. Someone's going to say, oh, it worked here. I don't care. It didn't work in this movie.
No. I'm also going to say I didn't give a fuck about any single character in this movie. There's no character development. There's no building at all. So, like, I hardly understand Mrs. Voorhees' motivation. And I certainly don't give a fuck about any of the people that were murdered, to the point where I was like, yeah, kill them. I don't care.
That is kind of the point of these movies, though, is like people go to see the kills.
I know, but I think, like, for example, in Halloween, like, we care about Laurie.
Yeah, they give us a reason.
Yeah,
you're supposed to maybe care about Alice in this one,
but we don't care about Alice because I don't think they set it up enough for us to care. We don't know anything about her. We don't give a fuck about her.
All we know is that maybe she's getting preyed upon by the owner of the camp. Didn't they kind of set that up?
Was that the shirtless guy?
Yeah, Steve Christie.
She was working? Yeah,
yes.
And I don't even feel... Maybe I was so bored that I didn't
I mean, it was like a one-sentence throwaway.
And so I don't feel like there's enough build-up for us to care about her and want her to be our final girl that survives.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you say that, and I'll get into the not seeing the killer. These movies later basically just became about cool kills. It's like almost the Saw movies, how like... Yeah. Except the first Saw movie is really good, and the later ones just become about the traps, and not nearly as good. First one was like a cool psychological thriller. In these, the first one is, I don't know, it's a nothing of a movie. And then later, the like latter ones become about Jason killing people in intricate ways or in like brutal and fun ways. And that's like what it became. So this movie has nothing, because by not showing the killer, you don't see that, right? A lot of the deaths happen off screen. Fine, but that's like what people come to these movies for, right? The other problem I have is it's set up like a whodunit.
Except
by not but you wouldn't know because you've never been introduced to the character. By setting it up, it's just bad like screenwriting, I guess. Like you were setting this up by not showing the killer, you're setting up like it should be a whodunit, right? But then that's not what it is. It's just an unseen killer picking off teenagers that you don't actually see most of the kills happen. You see some of them. And then a woman shows up at the end and goes, it was me the whole time, and then gets her head cut off. Like, there is nothing. This is a nothing of a movie. That's all. It's a nothing. I'm heated about it.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Go off.
It's nothing. There's just nothing to it. It's like if I could make... Actually, I couldn't make it. They still had good audio equipment and stuff, but like...
Beyond the audio, I think I could make this on my phone.
Yeah,
well, I could do better on my phone.
I think I believe that. Although it's shot on film, so it does look good for that reason.
But it doesn't. There's only like 3 shots that I was like, good. That looks great.
Was there decent cinematography ever? Like, a little bit, right? There was some fun of those, like, fun zooming out shots and zooming shots that I enjoyed. But, like, for the most part, you can make it on your phone.
Yeah. There was, like, a single shot that I thought looked really good, and that was her on the boat with the trees reflecting in the water.
And the shot of Jason jumping out looks pretty cool. However they set that up was pretty neat. But yeah, for the most part, it's like, could have watched a nature documentary.
I actually wrote down like some of the shots that were annoying me because some of them were framed so fucking weird. Like that girl, Annie, in the car who is going for the job and never gets there because she's murdered on the way. There's like the scene of her with her first hitchhiking.
It's like a reverse shot, except it's not.
But it's also framed so weird of her, where she's like in a weird portion of the screen, and she looks like she's sitting in the car really uncomfortably. Facing the camera. She's facing the camera really awkwardly. It was just framed so weird, and that whole scene was weird, and again, useless. Like, why do we care about her first hitchhiking experience to get there? I guess it's just setting up that she's going to do it again and then get murdered. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it does set up that bad shit has happened there. Like, it gives us a reason to have
so
that
many
set
easier
up,
ways
but,
to
like,
do it.
it didn't need to be there. Especially when it's going to be shot and looks like shit.
I want to complain more. I'm trying to think, but I feel like I gave my most scathing critique by calling it a nothing movie. Or nothing of a movie.
This is a bonus episode. We don't need to go on for a full hour. This could be a half hour.
I do have one thing I want to talk about later, but I want to talk about what the movie, if we want to get into what we think it means and what themes.
I would first like to read some of my notes that I wrote down for this movie.
Give me your notes.
First was I Can't Stop Singing, which we've already established. Yes. These jean shorts are dangerous. I'm afraid Matt is going to go put his on. This one's in all caps. Please have sex so someone can die. I'm bored. They're fucking under a dead body. Oh my god, too distracted by the horniness. At one point, Matt commented that there was people saying help, and I wrote down that he said, "Do you hear the help me's?" And I responded, "Oh, I thought it was a cat." In all caps again, this could have been an email. And my last of the humorous notes was, this movie could have been made for $3.
Probably was. It was close.
So that was really
that could have been our plot description. Why did I do that speed read description?
What? This movie could have been made for $3?
No, all of
my
notes. All of those notes.
Yep. All right, let's talk about what this movie means or what it's trying to do.
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Whatever it's trying to say is...
I know what it's trying to do. It's trying to make money, and that's it.
Hell yeah.
I think that's really its purpose. Like, I can't really give anything beyond that. Same, dog. I know that, there was, like, obviously a lot of the shots from the killer's perspective, like we talked about, and how it's very voyeuristic. And I wonder if it's supposed to be, like, making us feel like it's the male gaze, which leads to, like, the plot twist of it being a woman is like, oh shit, because, like, we expect it to be a man staring at all these young people, especially young women.
That take makes the movie so much more interesting all of a sudden. Not that much more, but I like that.
That's the only thing I really can say.
Yeah, a lot of the slashers people talk about, it's like, Scream. Don't have sex, don't drink or do drugs, and don't say I'll be right back. And I never really understood, like, is that what these directors were going for, making these movies in the 70s be, like, people that are these, like, STD warnings?
Yeah, like, people who have sex deserve to die or are going to die.
It's a very conservative view of this, and I just don't believe that.
It's like, Coach Card, don't have sex, or you will get pregnant and die.
Yeah. And I know that, like, John Carpenter doesn't feel that way, and he directed Halloween, right? And so, like, that's clearly, like, not the messaging they're going for. That's just, like, what the movies are. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I would hate if that was, like, the real messaging, or if that just it just became the meme of it.
Well, really. It is the one girl that we don't see doing anything nefarious lately. I don't know how many of them, like, kiss or bang.
Oh, well, she plays, like, the strip monopoly, but she's supposed to be, yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's just the I want to believe that that's not actually the theme, and it's just part of the...
But it also was, like, definitely more prevalent in culture than it is now, where we're more accepting of
but women having... it was the 70s, though, right?
Well, this came out in 80, but yeah, that would have meant it was made around hippy-dippy, the end of hippy-dippy era.
Yeah.
So you would hope that
I guess 60s was crazier. I don't really know. But...
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I just don't. I feel like that's just like the... I can't think of the word. I keep thinking memes. What's it called when it's something that happens in movies a lot?
Trope?
Trope. I think that's just the trope. I don't know if it is trying to say that. If it is, I don't think they were thinking that hard with this movie to come up with any real themes.
No, they just wanted, like I said, its purpose was to make money, and that's it. And not every movie needs to have a purpose, but this movie is severely lacking by not having a purpose.
It's silly, though, because we're going to watch Halloween. I can, on the top of my head, can think about, like, what this movie's trying to say and its themes. Mm-hmm. And they go beyond, don't have sex, don't drink, don't say I'll be right back. And, like, I don't know. So really, I think this movie just is bad. That's all we can say.
Love that.
Is there anything else you'd think on this, or can we get I have another fun topic.
Oh.
The thought.
Damn, okay. Yeah. Throw me for a loop. Go for it.
I wanted to ask, now that you have seen this, does this movie make you appreciate both Cabin in the Woods and Scream more?
Definitely makes me appreciate Scream more. I've only seen Cabin in the Woods once.
We've watched it twice. I'm sure of it.
Okay, then I've seen it twice, but I don't remember enough of the references that would tie into this more closely.
There are a lot of, like, slasher references. That's the point.
I'd seen
it
enough.
definitely ties into Evil Dead a lot, obviously. Cause
I know that, and I haven't.
But a lot of, like, the tropes, like, they come to the gas station, and the guy is telling them about the evil camp they shouldn't go to.
Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, there you go.
So...
It's slasher tropes, though. But I'm just wondering. And then, obviously, the stereotypes of the people that are killed in Cabin in the Woods all fit. The whore. Yeah, the virgin, the whore, the scholar, the fool, and is there one more? I don't know. The fifth one? The jock? The jock. There you go. Yeah, those all fit into these movies a lot. They almost always have it. But I was just curious. Makes you appreciate Scream more, I would hope, though.
Oh, definitely. I feel like the more older slashers you watch, the Scream is good, and Cabin in the Woods too. They were enjoyable without context, honestly. Like, they're just
very
good
much
movies.
So. Yes, fully agree.
But I think having context, I'm sure the next time I watch them, I will giggle just a little bit more.
I was thinking with Scream, it's like, that feels like a critique of this movie. Obviously, it's a critique of all the slashers in some ways. However, a lot of the early slashers are still, like, good. Like, they can be critiqued by Scream, but, like, the way that they did it works, or this movie, it just doesn't work. And I like that. Although, I guess Scream is probably more of a critique to the sequels to all those movies than anything.
Well, the sequels of Scream,
critique,
definitely. But
homage, parody, it's like kind of all of those. I love Scream. That movie's great.
Can't wait to cover that.
Someday. I'm going to have too much to say.
Yeah, we have to hold one of our cards, like, close to the chest a little bit.
Scream is just a phenomenal movie.
It is. Let's cover every single one of them.
All of them? We could. We could rank them. We should do a ranking one. Scream month.
Yeah, we should definitely do a Scream ranking at some point.
I think I can do mine.
Let's never do a Friday the 13th ranking. Ever.
Wait, I think I could do all of them. I think I could do my Scream ranking right away.
No.
Don't do it?
No.
Okay, fine.
Save that for an episode in the future.
I'll tell you that 6 is low. I did not like the most recent one. I didn't dislike it, but in comparison, I thought it did.
I didn't find it that fun, and I liked Dermot Mulroney a lot, and I felt like he was underutilized.
Yeah.
My boy. He's just like a hot silver fox. Anyway.
Is there anything you have a hot take about this movie?
Is it a hot take that it sucks?
No, I don't think so. I told you before I thought it sucked.
I know, but I did a poll recently that was like, what's your favorite old slasher? And people did
Friday the 13th. They don't know it then. I swear, I think if people say they like this movie, they haven't actually seen it. They know of it, and they've probably seen, like, other movies, like 3 and 4, where Jason actually has a hockey mask on, or they've seen really any of them. Jason Takes Manhattan, maybe. I don't believe when someone's like, oh, I love Friday the 13th, that they're talking about this one. Sorry. Fair. If you're out there, reach out. We'll have you call in. We should get a hotline, like, where someone can call in and leave voicemails.
My cousin voted for Friday the 13th. Kara, this one's for you.
Kara, come give me a call. Let us record it. Because I just don't believe you. Watch it again and get back to me.
Especially when in that poll that Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, I almost said Nightmare Before Christmas, because my brain is on, like, the wrong
I completely...
Right Yeah, I don't get it. Either way, Kara, check yourself. You need help. And didn't like it. I don't think I have any other hot takes, honestly. I don't know what would be a hot take for this movie, because we didn't grow up in, like, the time where this was talked about the same way that, like, newer movies might be. Like,
yeah, I guess my hot take is, like, you don't need to watch it. Skip to 2, maybe. I don't know. Skip to 3. I don't know if you need to watch any of them, but it really is just, like, I really don't find it to be worth your time.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I know, like, there are a lot of old slashers that are better than this one that don't have as big of names.
This makes me miss Texas Chainsaw.
Hell yeah.
And I know I didn't, like, say I enjoyed it that much, but holy fuck, this makes me love that movie so much.
Now that you see this, we need to watch some other slashers from this era that didn't get the same hype that this did that are better. Because I've heard, like, Sleepaway Camp is really good, and I haven't seen that. I've heard, like, The Town That Dreaded Sundown is really good. I mean, not really good, but they're all, like, better than this. I like Child's Play. I forget where that lands. That'll be a fun one to do at some point.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
For now, let's close it out with some ratings.
Jeez. Okay. Let's do it.
Go for it.
I have to get lowered after talking about it. I'm going to give this movie a 1 out of 10.
Holy shit. This man said...
talking about it made me more mad, to be honest. And again, there is a point where something is so bad it's good that it's going to get ranked higher. It's going to be more in the 5 range, right? This is like so bad and it's bad. It's not even entertaining.
It's so bad and it's bad.
Boring. I like couldn't keep my eyes open for long stretches. There were periods where I would literally like black out and I would just forget and nothing I saw was important.
I literally thought I was going to fall asleep. So
yeah, and it's 90 minutes. It's way too long.
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
2.5?
I think there are worse movies that we will watch.
I don't know if there could be.
It's a 2.5. I'm saving my 1 range for a true trash heap.
I just don't know if I will see something that bored me as much. I think my rating is definitely based on like
how entertained you were.
Which like I can be entertained by it being bad. This I was not. This I was put to sleep.
Well,
you don't need to watch it. That. All right, we done here?
Yep.
Make this one quick. This one could have been an email.
Truly. All right, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Matt. Hannah.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Horror Hour with the Hannas. Make sure to listen to future episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, and follow for additional content on TikTok or Instagram at Horror Hour with the Hannas. If you like the podcast, please leave a positive review on your favorite podcasting app. Happy hauntings!